Grand Rising. This thing with NAGA with me, right? It's been following me my whole life. I wasn't even aware of that until like probably a month ago, give or take. Let me be clear. The spirit of anew, being renewed or reborn or placed again, happens all the time. We have different terms that we like to call it in society, but I'm gonna show you today how this came into fruition for me through my life expectancy. When I was a kid, big ass head, excuse my language, but dome on him, domicile, like whole head, like whole frontal lobe, like boom. You know what I'm saying? My brother, 4 years older than me, you put pictures beside us, you could tell he's like smaller than me. You know what I'm saying? He's still 4 years older. You could see and he's very intelligent. I'm not saying this for a negative situation. I'm saying that I was always in the ether, even when I came here. Like something had me there while I was here. You know what I'm saying? I didn't see nothing around me. I didn't pay attention to nobody. You had to get my attention as a kid because I was happy-go-lucky. I was in my own energy. Like you couldn't tell me or show me anything. And then as I got older, I would get stronger and you would always catch me at the top of a tree, leaning on, like trying to fly, trying to get up in the air. Like literally, I was going to fly. You couldn't tell me nothing about flight. And I would jump off things and fearless. Didn't care about nothing. I remember when I was 5, my mother told me not to climb the trees. And I went to this lady house, probably like half a block from where we lived at down south or whatever. And I climbed up this tall oak tree. I got to the top, very top. I mean, I'm way up there. Like I'm above houses, but I'm 5 years old. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm way above houses. I'm looking down at the house, I see roofs and stuff, you know, way at the top. I slipped. Hit every branch coming down. Boom, 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 boom. Every branch. I mean, I ain't grabbing nothing. I'm banging everything. People screaming like, oh my God, the baby gonna die. My mother home, she don't even know. Hit every branch coming down, hit the ground. Boom. Dude taught me how to ride a bike named Kevin Davis. You know what I'm saying? It was across the street. He's like, yo, you all right? I'm like, I'm good. Gotta wipe myself off and ran home. He's like, yo, you all right? I'm like, I'm fine, man. Don't tell my mother. She told me not to climb the tree. I wasn't even hurt. I felt none of that. I felt none of it. I didn't feel nope. And I fell a good about 60 feet out of the air. And I was 5 years old and I hit every branch came. No scars, no nothing. Probably a little bit of wind knocked out of me, but that was it. I got up, went home. It's like, she's like, what's wrong with you? Nothing. I'm all right. I'm going to. 5 years old trying to cover that up. Like, nah, don't tell her she's going to beat me. You know what I'm saying? It was more events like that took place in my life. You know what I mean? As I got older, just different little things would be astronomical. Like, I remember I could run really fast. You know what I'm saying? As a kid, for my size and my age, I could run really fast. My mother then was riding down the road and I put my hand on the car like this. I was holding the car. So they was going. My hand was on the car. So in my mind was like telling my legs just to circle like a cartoon and keep going with the car. Just don't take my hand off the car. And it wasn't muscle memory. It wasn't agility. It wasn't none of that. It was just the belief that I can do it. So the faster they went, my legs is, I'm holding onto the car like this with my hand on the side of the car. The driver, I'm on the driver's side. The car's like this. I'm on the side, and I'm running behind the car. And my hand is on the car like this. As long as I can touch the car, in my mind, I can go as fast as the car. That's what I'm thinking. Like, you can't take that belief from me. As long as I can touch this car, I can go as fast as the car. So they trying to see, like, they amazed. They looking like, yo, he's still holding on. And he going like 15, 20. You know what I'm saying? And then they start speeding up, 25, 30. I'm still holding on to the car. Flying, 40, 42. I'm still holding on to the car. About 50, I let go. You know what I'm saying? It was like the wind caught me, and I was like, and it's like it like kind of lifted me up off it. But I was going fast. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, oh my God, this kid right here. Some years after that, we was in Bethune, and it was like this big oak tree. It was like probably the size of a small car. You know what I'm saying? Like it was big oak tree. Like we dug under the bottom of it. You know what I'm saying? To get, because the roots was so thick, we dug like a whole cavern under the bottom and try to lift it out. So it's me, two of my stepbrothers. No, it's me, three of my stepbrothers, my cousin, me, three of my stepbrothers, two of their cousins, and my stepfather. So it's me, three of my stepbrothers, which is 4, two of their cousins, which is 6, and my stepfather, which is 7. 7 of us up under this oak tree trying to rock it out the hole. Nobody can get it out the hole. This is a fact, okay? You can go talk to my parents and they'll tell you this verbatim. Anybody who was there will tell you this verbatim. So I asked them, I'm like 13 at the time, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, let me do it myself. They're like, yourself? I'm like, yeah, please, just get out the hole and let me do it myself. So they all looked at me like, all right. And it was like, I seen the doubt on somebody's face, but I ain't gonna call out the one I seen the face like, all right. I always remembered that you doubted me though. You know what I'm saying? When I did that, I always remember how you looked at me that day. I ain't never left my mind. My memory is like an elephant. Keep that in mind. So either way, the other ones besides the doubter, he got out last, but they all got out like, all right, like they wanted to see me get crushed by it, right? Like this dude little, ain't he the youngest one out of all of us? He told me he gonna get it out. So it was like on roots. So you know what I thought in my head? Because I always watch cartoons, yo. You couldn't tell me nothing. I always watch Popeye. I always watch Bugs Bunny. I always watch Looney Tunes. Like I always watch all the cartoons. So it was like, to me, it was an elastic thing. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't about the strength. It was about how. You know what I'm saying? So I remember Wile E. Coyote taking the the rubber bands and pulling all the way back and then let go and going mad fast, right, to catch the road runner, right? So in my mind, I'm going use my body as a rubber band, you know what I'm saying? With the tensile force or the pressure of the tree. I don't know, as a kid, I'm saying this is what I was going to do. So I grabbed it. They got out and I rocked it back. And when I rocked it back, I got in this spring motion and I chucked it out like that. And it came flying out the hole. Like what I thought I can do, I did. And they was like, oh my God. My stepfather was like, that boy needs some ussy. And my mom was like, don't say that. But I threw it out the hole. Just like, boom, like rocking it out. And it came out. And it was like, wow. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was little stuff like that I was able to do as a kid. Always being like almost equal to the value of people that was older than me. You know what I'm saying? 4, 5, 6 years older than me. I'm going to rock with them because if you was my age, I was going to hurt you. You know what I'm saying? Like I was different or something, you know? See this? See the serpent? The dragon? This dragon was put on my arm when I was a teenager. You know what I'm saying? I never knew I was drawn to this. I had this dragon on my arm before I came into the knowledge of NAGA. Behind that dragon are the letters D-A-E, dead. It's a dead dragon, a dead NAGA that was going to be brought back to life into a new time. I didn't even understand that, but I carried this on my arm all the time. And on this arm right here, it says calm. It says calm right here. C-A-L-M. It says calm. So it was dead calm. And I didn't even understand the process to that, but it was emerging. Like, so as the knowledge would re-emerge, I never knew nothing about it. I was like just getting the light knowledge. I was just getting the waking up of who I am and self and knowledge of self, you know what I'm saying? And that's how it came. It started going through knowledge of self. And then ever so often, somebody would give me a serpent. Somebody would give me a dragon. Somebody would give me some beautiful dragon holding like an orb of knowledge. You know what I'm saying? I always got those. I got komodos, swords, and walking staffs. Like my whole life, people always brought me things. A tree fell in this lady's yard. This tree probably was like 60, probably, it was a big tree, one of them big giant oak trees people have in the yard. It fell from a lightning storm. So the way it broke, it was like half and half, but the big part was over the driveway. They was gonna call somebody to come get it. It was three Mexican, Spanish dudes across the street watching me. I got up under this tree and I got my arms. I looked up in the sky and I asked Divine, I said, please, Father, help me help these people. I said, please, Father. And I begged hard. And when I went to lift this tree, my legs was buckling. It was like shaking. It's like, and I just kept praying while I was shaking, while I was pulling, I kept praying and the shake stopped. The shake stopped and I lifted the tree up and I stood up. And when I stood with the tree, I walked with the tree across the parking lot and dropped it in the grass. The lady was like, ain't no way in hell. She's like, ain't no way in hell I just witnessed what I witnessed. I was like, yeah, it's the power of divine. We all have it. The three Mexicans over there watched me do it. They sat down and watched me do it. It was the last event I did. This probably was like 5 years ago or whatever. The last time I had to like call that heavy on the divine to help someone else. The reason why I'm telling y'all this is because when you are connected to the divine for real, it allows you to do things, especially when you're doing it for other people. We always take the divine energy out of context, trying to understand a different way to serve our own self. But the way I found divine in my life is by serving other people. Even when I was down and out and I had nothing, I still picked up nothing and I gave it to somebody. I picked up something inside of myself and I put my tears down and I put my shakes down and I found it to give somebody else the seed of divine. I found it to give somebody else the seed of the Most High. I found it to give somebody else unconditional love without even expressing what I was going through. I would put what I knew about myself to the side to serve somebody else. And the more I did these things through my life, it would make me highly emotional to the value. It would make me distraught. It would make me empathic. It would make all these things turn and twist inside of me until they locked in. And when they locked in, I understand that all the feelings I was going through wasn't even mine. It was people outside of me trying to understand how or what and wasn't able to see. You got to know this. Go within yourself and unlock the version of you that divine made you to be here. Taking anybody else's or trying to be someone else's, you are detrimentally ending your own future. Hate is not a way that divine will help you do anything. Stand and open up your spirit and shine through the light that you are and manifest that reality. You are failing unless you are working on yourself. NAGA.